All right, so the bed cover is gonna have to wait until after LS Fest. I got the back done, like the little part that's gonna open up, except for the cleat goes in it, so I can't open it all the way. But got that all framed out. But the reason it's gotta wait is the material to cover this thing, a little out of budget right now. I had a sheet of aluminum. I had a sheet of aluminum that someone had given me. It was already like powder coated black, and turns out it's not going to be enough. So then I got a quote from like the local metal place to actually shear them into the sizes that I need and everything. And it's like just over 300 bucks for the material to cover this thing. So there's going to be enough material left over to probably build a wing out of too. So it's not that it's like outrageous, but I just can't spend that much money right now before LS Fest, because we all seen the price of gas lately, and the old 8.1 liter in the Sierra is going to use a lot of it. So this is going to have to wait. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave this in because I can't really take it out now because it's around the bars. So I'll probably prop it up and like paint it black just so it doesn't look so out of place. And then we'll finish this up later after LS Fest. So I've got my trailer here with me. I brought it home last night, and in the last, I don't know how many videos ago it was, but I was trying to figure out the trailer brakes and why they weren't working on it. And it's a brand new trailer, so I thought maybe they had a wire, misconnected or something like that, but it turns out the wiring on the trailer was fine. I found that corroded connector and plug on my truck. I replaced all that. They still weren't working. So last night I brought it home and I checked it again. I should have filmed it, but I didn't. But I went out, I used, like the trailer brake controller was putting out with like a test light, but if you put it under load, so like I used like a halogen light bulb to test it, and that will create a load. And if it works, then the light will light up, but it wasn't lighting up. And then I used my power probe and put power directly to the trailer brakes on the trailer, and they locked up. So trailer's good, the truck's bad. We got a bad trailer brake controller. So thankfully for Amazon overnight delivery, got a new trailer brake controller here. So we're gonna get that wired up, thrown in the truck. We're gonna make sure the trailer brakes work before we leave to Vegas. And then I think we might cruise over to Hack Jobs later today too, see what they're up to, see if they've got any of their cars running. I think they're in pretty good shape. I think all of them are up and running except for Hector. He decided to cut his truck in half yesterday. So we'll go see how that's going. But in the meantime, let's wire up this trailer brake controller and make sure these trailer brakes work. All right, got it all plugged in. Don't mind the floor, it's very dirty. But I should be able to push this and There's supposed to be some green lights here if it's working. This is a pretty cheap basic controller. I just needed something for this weekend to work, and this was the only thing I could get like overnight or within 2 days. So here's the moment of truth. Oh, yep, it's really hard to see. You can see the green LEDs there. And I can hear the magnets back there applying. So it's working. Hell yeah. All right, so it's now Sunday. I'm not really sure where this video is going or how it's going to turn out, but it's just kind of a whole bunch of randomness getting ready for LS Fest. But yesterday went over to Hack Jobs, checked out the homies' cars. Gabe's car is pretty much done. His was the orange 3rd gen Camaro. He was basically doing a twin turbo kit on it. He put a Ford 9-inch rear end in it in the last week and a half, and it's already dyno tuned and ready to go. He's making about 740 to the tire, which is pretty damn good for that light of a car. I think he's gonna book. So he's all ready. Alex with the white 3rd gen Firebird, his is running. That car was just a shell last week, and it's running, driving. He just has to, I think he was finishing up mounting a seat and shifters and stuff like that inside the car, and then it's going to get dyno tuned hopefully in the next day or two. It's Sunday. We leave early Thursday morning for Vegas. So his car is looking pretty good. And then there's Hector. Hector with the C10, the yellow C10. He decided, what was it, Friday night, that he would cut his truck in half and put a new back half on it. He'd been planning on doing it for a while, but you know how things go sometimes. It just takes longer to do it than you think it does, I guess. But so his truck's basically cut in half, and as of last night, he had the new back half welded in, but he's still got to do 4-link bag mounts. He's put it on airbags and plumb it and wire it and everything. So he's still got a lot of work to do, but he does have the back half welded to the frame and everything like that. So he's got a lot of work ahead of him before we leave Thursday morning. Nani, buddy with the white S10, me and him are pretty much in the same boat. Like, we're ready to go. Our trucks don't really need a whole lot, but I think he is going to bring his truck over to my house today because he wants to change the fuel system on it. Wait till a couple days before to change something. That truck's still running the stock fuel tank in it, so he wants to put a fuel cell in it and run some bigger lines because it's kind of to the point where he's kind of running out of fuel. So we're putting, I think, a 20-gallon fuel cell in it, running new fuel lines and stuff today. So that'll be later on today. But right now I'm currently on my way to get my tires changed over. I'm gonna put the radials back on it for LS Fest. I was debating back and forth whether I wanted to run the slicks or the radials, and everybody keeps saying I should go to the radials. Radials are faster, blah 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 blah. You know, the track's good prep there usually, so we're gonna put the radials back on it. The truck is faster with the radial with the radials on it, 60 foot wise, stuff like that. So luckily Nani's got a buddy who owns a tire shop who's open today on Sunday, Easter Sunday nonetheless. So we're gonna go get these switched over and back on the truck at the house, and so we'll get this done, and then once we get over to the house with Nani's truck, I'll come back and we'll continue this video then. So stay tuned, guys.